house guest. It's your girl, Rag Famous Star. Okay, so this episode 11, yeah, just had my heart like doing flips and going up and down. It was just insane. But let me start off. So I missed the first like 3 minutes because, well, that's like the recap. But I was watching Pokemon, flashing back to like second grade, and I was just like, oh my god. So, anyways, I don't do the game, but the show is like great. Anyways, so back to Big Brother. Um, so at the beginning of the episode, Davon was talking to James about flipping and keeping Tiffany. And Michelle was in the room and she was like, yeah, I'm down for it. She talked to Nicole and Zakia and they said yeah too. Nicole knows that Tiffany's not really a threat and she's not coming after her. And Zakia, sad to say, but she just goes with anything. I think Zakia needs to hurry up and win something so she's not just a vote. I don't know. That might be, it's harder than it looks, but I don't know. So Zakia said she would talk to Polly, and Polly was like dead set against it. Like, no, we need to just stick with the plan. Sorry, did you see that? But she was like, stick with the plan so we can evict her. Oh, it's a little string. Anyways. So they were like out in the backyard, and he was spitting reasons why Tiffany is a big threat, and he was comparing her to her sister. And I wrote down #own person because I just don't like it. Like, they may come from the same family, they may have the same mom and dad, they may have been raised in the same city, but they are not the same. I understand that they have a lot of the same qualities, but Polly of all people should not be saying that, because he looks just like his brother. He talks, acts just like his brother. He's a good competition beast like his brother, so I don't think that it's fair to just say like she needs to go because of her sister. Like, when Cody's the reason you are leaving, you're gonna be kind of pissed and being like, it's not my brother, or I'm not my brother. Sorry, I messed that up. Anyways, so Frank was talking with Nicole about next week, and he was getting really comfortable about, his place in the game. And he was talking about getting rid of Davon because he doesn't know who she would put up. I think he feels like it's her because of like the tension and stuff that's been going on, or he feels like it's him. But he doesn't know like what she would do. Frank wants to get anybody out that he doesn't know what they're gonna do or he can't control, and he can't control Davon, so he's nervous about that. Frank also talked with Bridget about working with Corey and Nicole, and she wasn't really sure about Corey. But he also talked about with Nicole, and she was down. She sees this alliance being a benefit to her. The kicker. So Frank was talking with Michelle, and he was like, well, Bridget was there, but Bridget was doing what she normally does. Nothing, right? So Frank was like, so what do you think about Davon? Like, what do you think about like getting her out soon? And Michelle was like, yeah, down for that. But Michelle and Davon are pretty close, so what does Michelle do? She runs back and tells Davon. And then Davon's like, oh, really? And then Nicole walks in. Oh, at the meeting with Michelle, he was like, Nicole didn't think you'd be down for it. And she's like, oh, Nicole knows too? So Michelle brought that up to Davon, and Davon was like, oh. And the thing is, like, Davon made a pretty good point. If someone's saying something that if someone said that you did something and you clearly didn't do it, you're just like, whatever, like, you're not even gonna pay that time of day. But Nicole was like sweating. She was like, no, why would I say that? No, no, no. You know, like when someone has to defend, like deflect, you know, like, and get really upset about something, there's a good chance that they did it. Especially when you're like calling them out on it. So, Polly, Zakiya, Corey, Nicole, and Michelle were talking, and they made a kind of like pact to flip the vote and keep Tiffany, and they to evict Bronte. But they didn't want to tell anyone, so people could wonder so Frank could wonder where the votes came from. And so he could be frazzled going into the HOH competition. I think this could be good and could be bad. Because if they don't tell anyone and somebody like decides to, get away from the plan, then they're like, oh, who left? Now they're wondering, and people you have to like, no, I didn't flip. Why would it be me? And now you look defensive because you're trying to defend your, so the eviction speeches. I thought they were good. Paul's speech was funny. Paul is growing on me. I mean, I still don't like him. I think maybe if he wins an HOH competition and he does a good job, then I may like him. I don't know. So he put his sunglasses on and he was like, rule number 1, and everyone was like, friendship, right? Tiffany's speech, she called out Frank as a dictator and called Bridget a Cabbage Patch Kid. I was like, a Cabbage Patch Kid? I think it would have been good if her speech had a good, like, content, like I understood what she was saying, which most of America did, but she was messing up a lot. Like, girl, you should have practiced that a few times. You should have ran it by somebody, so she kind of messed up, like, kind of a lot, and it was kind of like, huh, like, that's how I felt watching her speech. Bronte was like, well, I don't want to be mean, right after Tiffany goes, and Tiffany was like, it's just like, I had a good time. So Bronte was being like sweet in her little message. So the eviction votes were pretty interesting. So let's just cut to it. It ended up being 5 votes to evict Bronte. The 5 people that voted for Bronte were Michelle, Nicole, Zakiya, Corey, and Davon. Davon I think wanted to get rid of Bronte over Tiffany. Like, there's 2 nominees. Why do they even have this 3rd nominee if only 2 are gonna get the votes? Okay. But the person that didn't go with it, maybe it was part of the plan, and maybe they'll tell us this next episode. Sorry, that's paint. You guys, I was painting today. Anyways, maybe they already decided that they knew Davon was gonna vote to evict Bronte, and so they said, okay, rather than it being 6-3, Polly, you vote to evict Tiffany, so there'll be more, speculation. So the people that voted for Tiffany to go were Frank, Natalie, James, and Polly. I think the thing worked about on James when no one told him, so he just went with what he thought was going on. I think Davon and James need to work together because they're clearly on the outs. People want to get rid of them, and I feel like they're both honest enough players. So Bronte left, and she was really sweet about it because she knew it was either her or Natalie going home. And is that paint? I'm sorry. She was really sweet, and she was pleasantly surprised to find out that she may be going back in the house. And I think out of the people that have left so far, I would really want to know who is coming back, but I think so far I would say that Victor is winning. I want to say Victor played and won. And I think Bronte, I would like her to come back. Out of the 4 that have gone. Her or Glenn. Maybe Victor. I just don't want Jose to come back. So... oh, okay, so after the speech... After the eviction, I don't know if anybody caught this, but Stompy Stomp Michelle stomps through the bathroom. Through the bathroom when everyone's standing and like is pouting, and I'm like, girl, Michelle, if you trying to get everybody to think that it wasn't you and that you really mad, you stomping your little, Leslie's and Prada shoes at me, is not really gonna convince me, Hashtag Legally Blonde for those of you that got that. All right. So they talked about how... Okay, I'm going to try to make this quick. They talked about how early in the day, the photos on the memory wall were changed to like a European pictures of Glenn, Victor, and Jose, and they kind of like photoshopped their face in. And it was key to the next HOH competition. I guess that was yesterday. The HOH competition was called Euro Trippin', and it was a memory competition based on those photos. And Julie asked a series of true or false questions about the photos, and if they got it right, they stayed in the game. If they got it wrong, they were eliminated. This one was over pretty quick. I think because there was so many photos. There was like 16 photos. How do you expect everybody? I was just like, maybe make it like 6 and maybe make those photos a little bit more intricate. But yeah, so Polly ended up being safe, or the winner. Sorry, Polly ended up being the winner. And when Tiffany got out, Frank was like, when Tiffany and Davon, because they got out in the same round, Frank was like, woo, yeah, like, bitch, if you ain't drawn a line in the sand before, it's drawn now. So Polly won, which makes category 4 safe. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting really tired and really over category 4 being safe. Like all of them. Like they can't even take a jab at Frank because he's safe. So I'm just like whatever about it. I'm hoping that neither this week, after next week or the week after that these teams are over with, or they shake them up or make them in pairs or something, because it's getting old that Frank is still safe. And I just hope that Polly does not do what Frank wants and just put up Davon and Tiffany, because that would be a cowardly bitch move. Okay, I didn't want to say it all mad, so I had to calm myself down. Now, okay, at the end of the episode when they're asking them questions, I kind of like tuned out because I was like, here they go, they about to, not tell us anything again. They did. But I'm pretty sure there is an episode Sunday. If there isn't, then there must be some kind of like awards show going on this week. But I did catch that they're going to tell us the winner of the Battle Bat competition on, I guess, a special Friday episode. So who got plans next Friday? Me. All right. So that's next Friday, the 22nd. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in, house guests, and you're welcome. Bye.